My name is Leah Vance, and I'm 33 years old. Competence for me isn't a speech, it's choreography. The dishwasher hums to off-peak at 12:01 because I told it to months ago. The spreadsheet on my laptop glows its last square green. My condo, deed and utilities in my name, breathe steady, like a hull with proper ballast. Nobody praises ballast until the boat lurches. Tonight, it lurches over dinner. Aaron twirls linguini like he's auditioning for sincerity. He's been in therapy long enough to weaponize vocabulary. Everything is alignment and flow and childhood patterns. He compliments the sauce, sets down his fork, and leans into that practiced pause, the one people use before reciting something they've been rehearsing in a mirror. "We need to talk about the living situation," he says, not looking up. My pulse doesn't change. I fold my napkin with clinical precision. "What about it?" He clears his throat. "I've been thinking. I don't feel butterflies anymore, Leah. It's like something's off. The relationship feels dead." The sauce cools between us. For a moment, I study him, his clean jawline, the faint reflection of the kitchen light in his wineglass. He's waiting for drama, for tears, for me to perform grief so he can feel like the hero who tried. Instead, I reach over and turn off the stove. "I understand." His head snaps up. "You what?" "I understand," I repeat, my voice even. "If you think it's dead, I'm not a necromancer, Aaron. I can't bring it back." He blinks. It's not the scene he prepared for. "Well, okay," he says after a beat. "This is easier than I thought." There's almost disappointment in his tone. "I'll stay at Kylie's tonight. I'll come by this week to get my things. I'll take Barnaby on Saturday." There it is, the real motive sliding out from behind the performance. No, I say quietly. His fork clinks against the plate. "No what?" "You're not taking Barnaby." He laughs, the incredulous kind that's half offended, half performative. "Leah, he's my dog." "He's our dog. Legally, he's mine. Adoption papers, microchip, vet bills, all in my name. You can pack your things, but he's staying." Aaron's expression hardens. "You're joking." "I'm not." "You're doing this to punish me." "No," I say, meeting his eyes. "I'm doing this because I'm the one who actually takes care of him." He leans back, arms crossed. You feed him, you walk him, that's logistics. Love is different. Feeding, walking, paying for surgery, that's love in practice, Aaron. You love the idea of him. I love the dog. He exhales sharply, a sound that's more hiss than sigh. "You know what? This is so typical. You have no passion, no spontaneity, no butterflies. You measure everything, even love. And now you're stealing my dog to hurt me." I stand. The pasta smells metallic now, overcooked and forgotten. "You're leaving tonight, right? I'll have your clothes packed by the weekend." He stares, incredulous. "You're really not going to fight for this?" "There's nothing to fight for. You ended it." Something flickers behind his eyes. Panic or the loss of an audience? He grabs his keys and his phone. "You'll regret this, Leah. You'll be miserable and alone." The door slams. The sound vibrates through the walls, then dissolves into silence. I stay there for a long minute, staring at the table set for two, the untouched half of wine in his glass. The pasta is ruined. The relationship is over. And all I feel is relief. Cold, precise relief. Later that night, I pull out the thick binder labeled Barnaby. Every receipt, every vet invoice, every document, organized, tabbed, chronological. I set it on the coffee table. Then I call a locksmith. It costs $220, worth every cent. By Friday, his texts start coming in like static. "Aaron, my key's not working." "Aaron, did you seriously change the locks?" "Aaron, you're being childish. I need my stuff. And Barnaby." I type back one message. "Leah, send me a list of your personal belongings. I'll box them and leave them with the concierge. Barnaby is not on that list." His reply is instant, a digital tantrum of entitlement. "Aaron, you'll regret this. I'll get him back. He's mine." I block his number. That weekend, I take Barnaby to the park. The wind is crisp, the kind that smells like new beginnings. He runs clumsily through the grass, chasing leaves, unaware that he's become the epicenter of a breakup. Watching him, I feel something I haven't felt in months. Peace. Aaron can keep his butterflies. I'll keep my ballast. For 2 days, the apartment sounds like a new ecosystem, one where a single mammal snores and a washing machine clicks at careful intervals. I spend Saturday morning packing Aaron's things into labeled boxes: denim, shirts, a cologne I always associated with apologies. I slide his laptop into a sleeve, coil his charger like a tranquil snake. His list arrives by email under the subject line, items to return. It reads like a raid. 65, TV, espresso machine, the good towels, cast iron skillet. Barnaby, I answer with a trimmed neutral reply. Leah, I've packed your clothes, personal electronics, and books. The TV and espresso machine are mine. Receipts attached. Towels are communal and staying. Boxes will be with the concierge at 3 p.m. Barnaby is not part of this list. At 3:18 p.m., the building app shows a parcel pickup complete. At 3:21 p.m., my phone buzzes a final time before I keep my promise to myself and block him. Aaron, you're ice. You'll thaw. I'll be back for him Saturday. I block the number. The quiet that follows isn't empty. It's a room I finally get to furnish. That night, I open the binder labeled Barnaby again. Not to reassure myself, but because the neatness is a lullaby. Adoption certificate with my signature. Microchip registry with my address. The invoice for his soft palate surgery. $3,000 that I paid without negotiation, without spectacle. The neat rows of proof are less about winning than about remembering what love costs when it's real. By midweek, a different number pings. Kylie. Hey, Leah, this is Kylie, staying with Aaron for a bit. This is all a mess. He's a wreck without Barnaby. Could you be the bigger person and let him go? He needs his routine. Kylie. It's the right thing to do. I stare at the screen, thumb hovering. I can almost hear Aaron dictating lines over her shoulder. Bigger person, right thing. I take a breath and reply once. Leah, I'm not discussing my dog with you. Aaron chose to leave. Barnaby stays with his owner. Have a good day. 3 dots flare, vanish. An image flashes on my mind, Aaron pacing, frustrated, as silence resists him. I block Kylie too. That weekend, the city exhales. Crisp air, pale sun, the park a spatter of gold leaves. Barnaby sets off on his abbreviated rocket legs, a grunting metronome of joy. A brindled mutt barrels toward us, a mess of elbows and grin. His owner jogs up, leash looped in his hand, hat slightly crooked. Sorry, Sprocket forgets he has brakes, he says, catching up. He glances at Barnaby, then at me. Frenchie with a good soft palate repair, right? See how his breathing doesn't collapse when he hops? His voice is practiced but gentle, the way people sound when they explain important things without making you feel stupid. You can hear that? I ask. Vet ears, he says. I'm Miles. Leah, I answer, and watch Barnaby lean into Miles's offered hand like he's met a future. We talk about parasite prevention in podcasts and why dogs choose the coldest tile to sleep on. It doesn't feel like flirtation, it feels like oxygen. That night is the first night my apartment smells like roasted carrots and thyme instead of worry. I sleep until Barnaby snorts me awake, and for once, the sound makes me laugh. 2 weeks slip by, measured in small mercies. Morning walks where Barnaby discovers the same leaf anew. Evenings where the dishwasher clacks to life at 12:01. A steady page turn of days. The only chaos is online. Aaron's Instagram blooms like a hothouse. There he is on a rooftop, arm around a tall brunette, with the kind of smile you crop and reuse. Lena. Captions hum, finally feeling those butterflies. When you know, you know. Their pictures look sticky with approval. I scroll once, twice, then close the app. Whatever he wanted me to see, I don't have to. 3 weeks in, I buy Barnaby a sweater the color of fog and meet Miles at the big park. Sprocket has a new habit, sitting on people's feet as if to claim them. He chooses mine. Miles grins and shrugs. He's got taste. When we're back at my place on a quiet Sunday afternoon, Miles kneels on the rug and finds Barnaby's exact scratch spot, 2 fingers above the tail. Barnaby melts, all velvet ears and pure, ridiculous bliss. I take a photo, light falling across both of them, soft as forgiveness. I post it with a caption so simple it feels immune, Happy Sunday with my 2 favorites. I don't think about Aaron when I hit share. I think about how a home sounds when everyone inside it is genuinely breathing. 11 minutes later, my phone, blessedly quiet for weeks, erupts. Not Aaron, Kylie again, but the voice in the text is unmistakably his. Kylie, who is that man in your apartment? Is that Barnaby? How dare you let some guy touch my dog? You're doing this to hurt me. I'm halfway to blocking when another message lands, the tone pivoting from outraged to pleading, like a flailing actor changing scripts. Kylie, Leah, please, I'm begging you. I miss him so much. He's my baby boy. I'll pay you for him. How much? 1,000. I snort, the sound ugly and satisfying. Miles looks up from the floor. You okay? He asks. I think so, I say. Then I document everything. Screenshots, timestamps, a quick video scroll of the binder. 15 minutes later, I'm in a 30-minute virtual consult with a lawyer named Ortega. He wears reading glasses halfway down his nose and has the unflappable air of someone who has seen every possible human reaction to losing what they thought they owned. He peers at the screen while I hold pages up to the camera. Adoption certificate, your name, good. Microchip, your name, good. Surgery invoice, your payment, excellent. He actually chuckles. Ms. Vance, he has no legal claim. Block him. If he escalates, don't engage. Call me. The consult costs $150. It buys me something I didn't realize I needed. Permission to keep my peace. I block Kylie's number. For the rest of the day, my phone vibrates with calls from no caller ID, then anonymous texts that smell like burner apps. I see your car. You're traumatizing him. Bring me my son. I'll sue. Lena knows people. I keep saving screenshots to a folder named Glass, because everything about this is see-through. I don't reply to a single one. Monday. Miles drops by after clinic hours with a new chew toy disguised as something dignified. We eat takeout on the floor because somehow it feels like a better table. The conversation keeps splashing back to little good things. A dog named Pickle who thinks she's a cat. A child in a dinosaur shirt who said solemnly, "When I grow up, I will be a paleontologist veterinarian." What were you at 12? Miles asks. An accountant for my stuffed animals, I say. Everyone got rent-free, but there were audits. He laughs, then senses the undertow. You don't have to be the strong one with me, he says without insisting I stop. It's a sentence that lands like a blanket on a cold chair. Soft, unheroic, perfect. Tuesday, the text turned declarative. Unknown, I'm coming over. 8 p.m., I'm getting my dog. Don't be dramatic. I forward the message thread to Ortega with a single word. Escalating. His reply arrives during Barnaby's evening walk. Ortega. Save everything. If he shows up, don't open the door. Call the police. You have documentation. Stay calm. At 7:50 p.m., the hallway outside my apartment is a clock with lungs. Barnaby snores on the couch in his fog-colored sweater. I place the Barnaby binder on the coffee table, next to my keys. I sit in the lamplight and breathe like a metronome, counting the beat between footfalls that aren't yet there. I'm not afraid of a scene. I'm afraid of becoming its actor. At 8:04 p.m., a shadow breaks away from the stairwell. A knock, too loud for courtesy, too soft for emergency. Leah! Aaron's voice calls through the door, theater soft. Open up. Let's just be reasonable. Barnaby lifts his head, listens, then inches behind my calves as I stand. My hands are steady as I reach for my phone. His voice, once smooth and persuasive, sounds thinner through the wood. Leah, come on. Don't make this harder than it has to be. I just want to see him. Barnaby shifts behind me, low grumble rising from his chest. I keep my tone measured. You need to leave, Aaron. This isn't your home anymore. He laughs, quick and brittle. You changed the locks on me. Who does that? You've lost your mind. I protected my space, I say, pressing the phone icon Ortega's number sits under. Leave, or I call the police. Something scrapes, the sound of his hand against the doorframe. You're really doing this? To me? After everything I gave you? You gave me noise, I answer. There's a pause long enough to imagine him staring at the door, constructing a story where he's the victim. Then a muttered curse and retreating footsteps. When the echo dies, I double-check the lock, turn off the living room light, and slide down the wall until I'm sitting on the floor. Barnaby presses close, his breathing syncing with mine. For the first time in weeks, my heartbeat and the clock seem to agree on a rhythm. I email Ortega a brief summary. Time, dialogue, the scrape on the frame. He replies within minutes. Ortega. Documented. Good. No reply to any further contact. He'll either fade or he'll perform. Stay ready for either. The next 2 days, Aaron performs. A flood of burner number texts arrives. You brainwashed him. I named him. Lena says this is theft. You'll see what happens when I take this public. By morning, a mutual friend sends a screenshot of his new post. Aaron smiling into the camera, Lena on his arm, captioned, When people steal your joy, build new wings. Hashtag healing had new chapter. The comments are a split screen, half pity, half confusion. I close the app before my coffee cools. Miles notices my clenched jaw that evening when he drops by with leftovers. You don't have to look, he says. I wasn't looking, I lie. He hands me a container. Then let's feed the ones who actually deserve attention. We eat on the couch. Barnaby snores between us, the rise and fall of his sides steadier than any reassurance. 3 nights later, another text lights the screen. Unknown. You can't block what we had. You can't erase butterflies. I take a slow breath. He's unraveling, I tell Miles. Miles looks at the dog, then at me. Some people mistake chaos for feeling. When it's gone, they panic. He says it quietly, as if he's diagnosing a symptom he's seen before. Saturday morning, the panic takes shape. I'm coming home from the market when I notice the same silver sedan idling across the street. Tinted windows. Engine running. It's gone before I reach the door, but a few minutes later, a text appears. I see you. You look cold. Bet Barnaby misses me. My hands tremble, but not with fear. With fury at being observed like an object in someone else's script. I forward the message chain to Ortega. His answer is immediate. Ortega. Police first, then me. Don't confront. Don't open. That night, I keep every light on. Barnaby curls against my thigh, heavier than usual. Miles calls every hour, voice calm, deliberate. Still okay? Still okay. The repetition steadies me. Sunday, I almost believe the storm has passed, until 8 o'clock, when a knock rattles the frame. Harder this time. Leah! Aaron again. His voice cracks on the second syllable. Thank God you're home. I step back from the door. You need to leave, Aaron. I'm not here to fight, he says, tone sliding toward that familiar pleading register. I just want Barnaby. He's my baby. He misses me. I know it. Barnaby's fine. Let me prove it, he says, and the doorknob jiggles once, twice. That's enough. If you touch that handle again, I'm calling the police. You wouldn't dare. I already have the phone to my ear. 911, I say softly when the operator answers. My ex-boyfriend is outside my apartment and refusing to leave. He must hear it, because he goes quiet. Then quieter still, he mutters, You've turned him against me. You poisoned him. Barnaby's nails click on the floor as he peers around my leg. His ears perk. Aaron's voice brightens. Manic. Barnaby, come to Daddy. Did you miss me? The dog tilts his head, snorts once, and tucks himself behind my calf. He doesn't move. Through the door, I hear Aaron's breath hitch, an animal sound of disbelief. He's confused, he stammers. You've twisted him. I haven't done anything, I say, steady now. He just knows who takes care of him. You think you're better than me? His voice climbs. You think you can erase me? I think you should leave. He bangs once on the door, then the hallway fills with the sudden wail of a police siren approaching from outside. When the officers arrive, a younger man and an older woman, they find Aaron pacing. His story spills out rehearsed. She stole my emotional support dog. She locked me out. She's unstable. The older cop looks at me. Ma'am? I hand her the Barnaby binder. Every document's here. Adoption, microchip, surgery bills, all under my name. She flips through these pages, expression neutral but decisive. It checks out. She turns to Aaron. Sir, you don't appear on any of this paperwork. I have pictures, he blurts. Thousands. He loves me. Pictures aren't ownership, the younger officer says. You need to leave before this becomes trespassing. Aaron looks at me one last time, eyes bright with humiliation. You'll regret this, Leah. I already did, I say quietly. They escort him out. The door closes. The apartment exhales. Later, I sit on the couch with Barnaby's head in my lap. My phone buzzes. A new email from Aaron. Subject line, invoice. Inside, canine naming rights. $500. Emotional support services. 2 years. $2,400. Brand ambassadorship for social media posts. $855. Total due. $3,985. Due within 30 days. I laugh so hard it shakes the dog awake. I forward the email to Ortega with the subject, comedy. His reply, Ortega, cease and desist going out tomorrow. Sheer harassment now. Ignore further contact. By midnight, I realize something. For the first time since the breakup, the apartment isn't merely quiet. It's peaceful. Barnaby shifts, presses his head against my leg. His breath steadies into sleep. In the distance, somewhere past the windows, the city hums. Indifferent. Constant. A week of silence passes like the moment after a storm when you still expect thunder. Each morning, I wake to Barnaby snoring at my feet, the sound thick and contented. Each night, I half listen for footsteps that never come. On Thursday, Ortega emails confirmation. The cease and desist was delivered to Kylie's address, where Aaron's been crashing since Lena threw him out. The letter's tone is polite, legal, lethal, exactly the kind of boundary Aaron can't metabolize. I read it twice, savoring the final line. Any further contact, digital or in person, will be treated as harassment under state law. That evening, I pour wine, sit by the window, and let the quiet fill the room. Peace, it turns out, doesn't arrive with applause, it just stops requiring explanation. Through a mutual friend, I hear the rest. Lena left him after a series of public meltdowns. Something about him trying to invoice me, about custody of the dog. Apparently, her patience for performance was shorter than mine. He's now living on Kylie's couch, crafting self-pity posts about toxic exes and emotional theft. The butterfly emoji has retired. When Miles comes over that weekend, I read him the invoice. By the second line, brand ambassadorship for social media posts. He's laughing so hard he nearly spills his coffee. I hand him the binder. All paid, I say. No balance due. We spend the evening on the couch. Barnaby snores between us, wearing the gray sweater Miles bought him. I rest my hand on his warm side, feel the steady rhythm of trust that took 2 years to earn, and a single decision to protect. Do you ever miss him? Miles asks quietly. Aaron, the chaos, the noise, the illusion that drama equals love. I think of all the nights I mistook adrenaline for affection, panic for connection. No, I say, I just miss who I thought I was supposed to be with him. Miles nods, eyes soft. You sound free. I think I am. Later, I post one last picture. Barnaby, sprawled on the rug, the evening light cutting across his face in gold stripes. No caption, no tags, just the image. A home as proof. The comments trickle in. Friends, co-workers, the quiet ones who never needed explanations. The most liked one reads, "He looks so peaceful. You both do." That night, as the dishwasher hums to off-peak and the lights dim, I replay the entire year in reverse. The breakup, the accusations, the threats, the invoices, and land on the simplest truth. The person who needed control the most was the one who never had any. Aaron chased butterflies, I built ballast. He's out there now, flitting from one mirror to the next, looking for reflection. I'm here, grounded, listening to the sound of a dog breathing against my leg and a man in the kitchen humming tunelessly while he rinses 2 glasses. When I turn off the light, the quiet holds, and for the first time, I understand what safety sounds like. He left chasing butterflies. I stayed with ballast, and that's why I never sank.